Good morning, everyone from Boise, Idaho. We have just a few seconds before it is 1/4 past the hour. It's 9:14 here in Boise. I don't know where it is where you are, but I sure am glad that you are joining me for this month's LinkedIn Live. This is August 2nd. Can you believe it? August 2nd. I'm flabbergasted about how fast time flies when you're having fun, right? And I'm having fun. I got to tell you, I am having fun teaming up with lawyers and turning them into world-class leaders. It is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. It's a wonderful career for me. It's a fantastic practice. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to talk about one of the foundational elements for leadership. And oftentimes people don't think of it this way, but this thing that we're going to touch on today, we're going to do actually more than touch on it. We're going to do a deep dive, is essential to any leadership formula, and that is goal setting. So we're going to talk about goal setting for high achievers. As I've done for the past 8 months, I'm going to go ahead and share a slide deck with you all. I'll be going in and out of the slide deck. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, pop them into the comment section and I will answer them afterwards. Again, I'm a one-man show, and so I won't be answering questions as we go, but I promise you, I will answer questions when we wrap up. And if you're viewing this not live, but recorded because the time didn't fit for you, all good. Pop your questions or your comments into the comment section. I'll be monitoring it and I will get back to you. So today we're going to be talking about goal setting for high achievers. It's a LinkedIn Live. It's our August 2nd, 2023. So what we're going to cover today, again, as always, 25 minutes. You'll be in, you'll be out on time, 25 minutes, 12 slides today. We're going to dive into the goal hierarchy, something that people don't necessarily think often about. We're going to dive into the 4 types of goals that human beings have. Some are better than others, of course. We will discuss the AIM SMART goal setting framework and hang till the end because you're going to get a bonus that is essential to goal achievement, a step most people neglect. You are in the right place if you struggle with achieving goals, you procrastinate, you lack consistent motivation to get to those goals. Anybody ever feel like that? I set this goal, but it's not really resonating with me anymore, or I don't feel like it. You want to become more self-disciplined, whatever that means to you, right? I was on a client call yesterday, and the kind of the theme of our conversation was self-discipline. What does that mean? How do you cultivate it? What is it like when you are disciplined? Or it doesn't feel like you've had a win lately. That's another reason to be here. You're in the right place if you don't feel like you've had a win lately. I can tell you, if we were to have a conversation one-on-one, I know that you would identify a win because I'd ask you, what's a recent win? And, most people, most high achievers don't like to talk about wins in the frame of, well, I got out of bed today, right? I'm on the right side of the dirt, as some people say. High achievers don't like to talk like that. We like to talk about achieving big things. If you step back, I'm positive that you've achieved something big in the last week, at least. Just a quick bit about me. You know my profile. You can take a look at it on LinkedIn. You can find my website at johnrkormanik.com. It's just my name. I'm a lawyer who coaches lawyers. I practiced law for 24 years. I just recently received my professional certified coach credential from the International Coaching Federation. Super proud of that achievement. I will tell you, I sat for national boards to become a registered respiratory therapist. I sat and passed it. I sat and passed the Idaho bar exam. I sat and passed the California bar exam. And I will tell you that that PCC credential exam through the International Coaching Federation was no joke. It was pretty stressful. It was pretty intense. It took a lot out of me. So I'm very proud to have received that credential or been granted that, earned it, I should say. I'm core leadership and performance dynamics certified by IPEC, and I've trained in the neuroscience of flow at the Flow Research Collective with Stephen Kotler. So let's talk about goal hierarchy. This is kind of a timeline of goal achievement, right? The first thing that we have, the thing that goes all the way out into the future, our lifetime goal is a massively transformative purpose. Why are you on the planet? Do you ever stop and think about that? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Stepping back and thinking about that can drive motivation. It can drive the direction of your life. It can make sure that you're aligned with what it is that you're doing and where it is that you want to go. So there are 3 questions for the MTP. MTP, massively transformative purpose. Number 1, is it massive? You may have heard of BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. That is what a massively transformative purpose is. MTP is just another word for a BHAG. Is it audaciously big? Is it aspirational? Does it scare you? Is it transformative? Does it cause significant transition or transformation to an industry, a community, or the planet? Is it purposeful? Is there a clear why that you're passionate about? Something that unites and inspires action internally. That's your MTP. High hard goals, 1 to 5 year time span. These goals are measurable, definable, and binary. What do I mean by binary? You did it or you didn't. It's pretty simple. If, for example, your goal is to gross $1 million in your solo law firm in 2025. On December 31st of 2024, you get to look at the numbers. Did you do it or didn't you do it? Binary. It's a light switch. It's a yes or no. Measurable and definable. You got to be super clear with these goals. That's the key. Operationally chunked goals. These are weeks, months, quarters. You take your high hard goals, which are moving you towards your MTP in that direction, and you chunk them down. I do this all the time with my clients. We chunk down into quarters or 12-week years, depending on which model you follow, months or weeks. Okay, they have to be very measurable. You need a scoreboard here. This is not something you're checking in with occasionally. You're checking in with them quite frequently. So they have to be measurable. Do you have a scoreboard? What does it consist of? Some people talk about KPIs. You may have heard that bantered around. Key performance indicators. That's a scoreboard. They are very measurable. I have reached out. I have attended 3 Chamber of Commerce meetings in the quarter. I have spoken to 7 to 10 people at each, et cetera, et cetera. But they're definable. And again, they're binary. Did you do it or did you not do it? Are you getting the theme here? Binary goals, super important. Then we chunk all the way down. I mean, we have quarters and we have months and we have weeks. And then we chunk all the way down to daily goals. My preference, and the science tells us, to set them the night before. Sit down the night before as part of the end of your workday and set the goals for the next day. You will have a clear head. You will have, to quote Friday Night Lights, you will have a full heart because you've had a great day. You can't lose. Set those goals the night before. Again, these are very measurable, very definable, and binary. I'll give you an example. One of my goals is to reach out and connect with a certain number of lawyers who are ideal clients for me on LinkedIn. So daily, I have a very measurable goal. Reach out to X number of attorneys on LinkedIn. That's it. It's definable and it's binary. I did it or I didn't. I hit the 10 or the 5 or whatever it is, or I didn't hit it. Getting close doesn't count. It doesn't count. So that's the goal hierarchy. There are 4 types of goals. This is what a lot of people don't understand. And this comes from my training at IPEC, the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching. Fantastic program. Set me up to be the coach I am today. So the first type is performance avoidance. These are goals where you demonstrate and validate your abilities by avoiding looking incompetent or underperforming. In other words, they're kind of small goals. Shoot, I can do that. No problem. No problem. It's a small goal. But you still fear that you might fall short. And so they create anxiety and judgment on yourself. This is not a place that you want to play. You don't really want to use a performance avoidance goal ever. And I hesitate to say ever, but you really have to hesitate. The next is a performance approach goal. These are goals, again, where you demonstrate and validate your abilities by achieving a specific outcome or outperforming others. I did better than Sam in a race, whatever, at work, in a team meeting, whatever it is. Performance approach goals, they're useful as motivators, but they are outcome dependent. So you feel like you fail if you don't achieve it. And feeling like you fail if you don't achieve the goal is the exact opposite of a mastery mindset. We've talked about mastery mindsets before. These types of goals are associated with judgment. I did it or I didn't. I'm a success or I'm a failure. Mastery goals. Mastery goals are designed to increase your competency, understanding, and long-term success on the road to your MTP. Mastery goals are not dependent on a particular outcome because you understand that all outcomes can lead to learning and growth. I will tell you, as a criminal defense attorney, if I hung my worth and as a lawyer and potentially as a human being on whether or not I won a case, my goodness, my view of my self-worth and my worth as an attorney would be super low, right? Because it's really hard to win cases against the federal government, particularly. And so it'd be hard. However, if you look for, in my example, as how did I perform in the trial? Did I do X, Y, and Z? Set up those goals beforehand. That is a mastery goal. And if you achieve them, then the result, which is really out of your hands, it's in the hands of the 12 people on the jury, doesn't affect your value as an attorney or your worth as a human being. Those are mastery goals. Strategic goals are action plans, kind of like we talked about in the goal hierarchy. These are the concrete steps that you take. Those are strategic goals, other than the MTP. The MTP is aspirational. It's out there in the world. It's not necessarily a strategic goal. Everything else is. Let's sit down. Let's figure out if we can check the box. Let's figure out if we can move forward. And things are specifically defined. And they're measurable, they're binary. And then there are core goals. Core goals reflect your ultimate desired result, right? You got to know what you really want. You got to know what your MTP is to know if your core goals are being met. I talk with clients all the time about this. Is what you're doing satisfying your core goals, your core values, right? What do you want? Do you want to build a law practice where you can do planned philanthropy? because that planned philanthropy will satisfy your goal of giving back to the community, right? That's how you look at it. Those are core goals. So they're not 4, they're 5 types of goals. There you go. You get a bonus today. We talked about this before. We talked a little bit about self-discipline, right? Self-discipline can be based on extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is an exhaustible resource. If you keep on trying to achieve goals because you want to uh, be a super lawyer or get into a club or whatever it is, whatever your goal is. I don't know what they are. They span the entire spectrum. Trust me. I coach attorneys all over the world. Goals span the entire spectrum. And they're important, but extrinsic motivation, it's an exhaustible resource, right? Psychologists and human performance experts talk about extrinsic motivation as it pertains to an activity that is done in order to obtain a separate outcome. It's outside of us, right? I want to do this to get the money is oftentimes a goal. But that money is an extrinsic motivator. It's not inherently motivating. It's exhaustible. You can't rely on it. It doesn't stick around. The same thing with willpower. We kind of talked about that. Self-discipline. They don't stick around. Motivation that is extrinsic doesn't stick around. Intrinsic motivation, however, the juice that we get internally because we are improving, because we're becoming a master, because we're becoming an elite leader in our firm or our practice group, that is infinite and inexhaustible. And intrinsic motivation is present when you're doing something simply for the enjoyment of the activity. I'll give you an example for me. I love creating content. I just love it. I love it because I get to share valuable content with people out in the world. And I know that it's not going to land with everybody. And I know that I receive some comments that, well, what are you talking about? You're wrong, this and that, right? I get those. And so if I allow that extrinsic motivation, those likes or the pings or whatever, if I allowed that to motivate me, then my motivation would lag when I got a response that didn't land with me or wasn't helpful or was negative or feedback that wasn't moving me forward. I would be demotivated. Here, if I just love creating content and I'm creating it, if you like this LinkedIn Live, then click on the like and share it, right? If you don't, that's cool. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That does not define success for me as far as achieving this goal. My goal is to create content, put it out in the world so that I can help one lawyer at a time reclaim the law as a noble profession. I get enjoyment simply out of doing the activity. A winning framework for goal achievement. I will guarantee you, yes, I said it. I will guarantee you that you will achieve your goals if you use this framework and you dive deep into it. If you have questions about it or anything else, you can ping me in the comments or hop onto my website and make an appointment. I'd love to have a meeting with you. Anyway, goal achievement. Here is the goal achievement framework that guarantees your success. Again, guarantees it. If you use this, success isn't possible, it is inevitable. You have your mastery goal. So either your massively transformative purpose or improving your performance in the courtroom or increasing your bottom line or becoming a leader or mastering time, whatever your mastery goal is. And then you chunk that down into aim smart. Most people miss the aim part. You need the aim part for a mastery goal. And what we're talking about here is A means what is the minimal acceptable? I is the ideal maximum, and M is the middle or a realistic stretch. Let's put this into concrete terms here. You have a goal of weighing a certain amount by the end of the year. And you join a gym because you want to go to the gym because you understand that exercise is important. You live in a climate that doesn't necessarily allow outdoor activities all the time. Heck, you could be in Phoenix right now where it's been triple digits plus for feels like 3 months. Uh, or you can be in Boise in the wintertime where it's cold and gray and snowy and sleety and all that stuff. But you make this, and so the mastery goal is to weigh a certain amount. You join a gym. Now let's aim smart the gym, right? What's the minimal acceptable? I'll go once a week. That is not minimally acceptable, right? Once a week is not going to move the needle, or once a month. Let's make it once a month. Once a month is not going to move the needle. So that's not the minimal acceptable. The minimal acceptable could be once a week if you're starting from zero. If you're not starting from zero, it's got to be something different than that. The ideal maximum. I'm enthusiastic. I'm signed up. I'm going every day. I love the smell of the gym. It's so much fun. There's so much to do. That's the ideal maximum. The middle, the realistic stretch. I've got a child to take care of. I've got work to do. I've got other obligations and responsibilities. Going every day, is that going to be possible? So you do a realistic stretch. What is above the minimal acceptable, below the ideal maximum, that will require you to become a different person? That's what an ideal stretch is, or a realistic stretch. And then you just smart it, right? Specific, measurable, achievable with a stretch, relevant, it's intrinsically motivating, and time bound. In the next month, I will go to the gym and lift weights for 45 minutes 4 times a week. Those are all, they satisfy that mastery goal of weighing a certain amount by the end of the year, or by the end of the quarter, whatever, by the end of the year, right? That's the goal achievement framework. That's going to get you guaranteed to where it is that you want to be. Again, I don't guarantee many things. I guarantee that if you dive into it and you use it the right way, I guarantee you'll achieve your goals. Here's the bonus. Reward your goal achievement. This is what most high achievers forget to do or neglect to do because we're always on to the next. Where's the next mountaintop? What's the next thing I'm going to do? Next. Rewarding yourself for goal achievement is critical. It's part of goal achievement. Don't move on without this. It could be something as simple as rewarding yourself with a fancy coffee, or it could be something bigger depending on what the goal is. Now, the reward has to be, or should be, aligned with how big of a stretch the goal achievement was, right? If you've struggled, for example, with achieving goals and moving through the change dynamic that we talked about a few months ago, where you get into the valley of despair and you just go back to the start because there's another shiny object, and you know that shiny object is going to fix the problem that you have. This time it's going to work. And then you figure out, oh my goodness, this is going to take some work. I don't know. And then you could just wash, rinse, repeat that cycle. If you finally break out of that cycle, that's a big deal. It's a big deal for you. Reward yourself appropriately. Reward and goal achievement is critical. Don't neglect it. Don't move past it, especially if you're a high achiever. Take some time, reward yourself. It's important. We're coming to the end. I promised 25 minutes. You get 25 minutes. If you want to learn more about coaching with me, how it can help you consistently and effortlessly achieve your goals, and build a goal of culture achievement in your law firm, become a leader in this space in your law firm, shoot me a message here on LinkedIn, or go to my website at johnrkormanik.com and book a 30-minute discovery session. I'd love to talk to you about goal achievements. It's one of the things that I love to do. I love to talk about how it intertwines with leadership, and how if you begin to be a world-class goal achiever, you'll be on your way to transforming into an elite leader. Thank you all for being here. Be good, stay safe, enjoy your month. See you in September.